Darius, what's up, my brother? How you doing,
Good to
y'all?
see you,
Hey,
bro.
Darius, like literally the most amazing movement coach
Man,
for MMA and other awesome movement exercises in DFW. He's also a published author and he makes really cool artwork and cartoons and proud father and just an amazing person. And I'm so excited to have you on the podcast today. Thank you for coming.
thank
What's
you,
up,
bro.
bro?
I want you to know you can't tell, but I am blushing. I appreciate that
Yeah.
introduction that you gave me, man. I'm chilling, just treating the day, taking things one day at a time, man. It's been a good morning so far. Got to start it off right, so I'm in a good space. I'm in a good space.
Oh yeah. Well, I start every podcast off with "Who are you?" But I mean, you have so many different like things you're doing. You're just such a creative, and also just so talented in so many areas. So like, I guess let's define like who is Darius first. Like, and I know that the company the new Instagram is Yancy, I
Yancey
forget,
House, Yancey
Yancey
House.
something. House, Yancey House. So, who is Darius and what is
Ooh.
Yancey House? Tell us a little bit about the business.
Okay, so who is Darius? Darius is a joyful spirit that's trying to stay alive in this world and bring light to as many others as he can. This is a playground. This world is a playground that was given to us from the one above, and so it's my job to make sure that I don't ever let go of that and just keep igniting it in others through Yancey House, as you mentioned, and SM, which is my main source of income and service to this world. With Yancey House, that is a creative safe haven for creative individuals. That started off with me, Yancey House account, that started off with me just looking for a way to convey some emotions I had. And it just like jumped out through writing. So I started writing a bunch of stories, doing poetry, creating art, creating board games. And even as I say these things to you, it's amazing how like my heart still, it's like it feels hugged speaking this out loud. But it started off as that a healing journey and just me making sense of everything that was happening. And fast forward, created like 200 plus graphic covers, got to make a few prototype board games that I've taken to middle schools, played at outdoor social areas throughout DFW. I've written 20 plus stories, published a poetry book, My Delicate Courage, a sci-fi fictional book, which is the first in a series, and a fundamentals of storytelling. On top of that, become trauma certified, still reaching to grow more in that space, teaching people how to take um, their their life situations and heal through fictional storytelling, which is a whole nother avenue. Again, that is Yancey House, and being able to now be in these different spaces from Dallas to Austin, going to UT, going to the UK with the book, and speaking to like-minded individuals and giving them a beacon per se to know like, oh shoot, we got a space where this is allowed. We got a space where our inner childs are also felt, and I'm a yeah, just keep that going with big hopes in the future to what I can create for the younger generation. So I know that was a mouthful towards Yancey House, but in summation, it's a safe haven for creative individuals and for healing.
And I remember when you kind of got like the enlightenment or the itch or
Yeah,
the
man.
inspiration.
Yeah.
I remember because it was very similar timing as when I really got into the music and my artistic stuff. But I remember you just creating cover after cover, and then I'd be
Dude,
like, Darius, what are you doing? You're like, I'm in a field writing. I've written like 14
dude.
chapters, and this is before AI, so I know you actually were
Yeah.
actually writing it and not
I'm
like
glad you
Chat
mentioned that.
GPT in it. So
That's so, I got to pause and
yeah.
say, I'm so glad you mentioned that because that did start before AI. And I have had art shows that I've been to that I've had to tell people with these graphic designs and stuff that it was like, I would have to disclaimer, no AI. Like, no AI. They're like, oh, did you write that? I was like, "Yeah, no AI." And it is a tool to be used for good, but that's not the discussions.
I mean, it is like it does. I feel like it's kind of devalued art in a little bit ways,
Mhm.
but then it also makes like the real art like so much more valuable, because I
Yeah,
feel like it's going to be a dying skill where people are just going to be lazy and just I mean, because Chat GPT and all these things, they just it makes it so easy that
it
it
does.
makes you kind of lazy even with but it can never like on the writing perspective for me like the creative writing and the writing posts, like that's always something as a writer like I've held near and dear to my heart, and I don't feel like AI can copy me yet.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's as like it says good at creative writing. It's very generic. It takes, the data set that it's given from everybody. And yeah, I 100% use it for emails a lot of time, like a
Yeah,
lot of those formal emails it's really good for. But the creative writing, I don't think it's there yet. I'm sure eventually it will be, but it can never duplicate a human.
I
And
agree with
then
you. I agree.
the like the stuff that you do, which is right behind you, if you want to just show people,
Oh,
what exactly it is. But
oh yeah, this
like
is one of
the graphics are crazy. Yeah,
yeah, man. Yeah, well, here, I'll bring it down.
yeah. Show it. Show it. Let's see.
Yeah, man. This is which is cover is this? There's a number somewhere. Can't find it. Number 10. So this is old. This is old, man. This is what 2023, 22.
I'm
But it's number 10, and I'm like at
20.
200 and something. But yeah, man.
Crazy.
It's I will say, I'll tell you in summation my journey with AI and ChatGPT, as I am a new user to it. I treated AI when it came out the same way I treated phones that didn't have buttons. My friends made fun of me for it. I was like, I'm not about to get a phone that's just touch screen. I'm like, I was BlackBerry, so don't judge me. Okay, cool. I made a bet with a friend that I was like, I would never get a touchscreen phone. 2 years had passed when I was younger. Ended up getting one, and he just was like, and I ended up paying him $50 because eventually I did get a touchscreen phone. And that's the first example of like when new technology does come, we do shy away from it. We do automatically put up these walls, and it's a testament to humans just not knowing what to do with something they don't understand. But when I finally got, and that was my example with BlackBerry. I mean, well, touchscreen phones. But when I finally got past my anxiety about AI as a creator myself, I was like, let me go ahead and see what can this thing do. So I did put a small piece of one of my chapters in because I was like, let's see what it's about to do right now. I already had my story written, but I'm going to put a small piece. And I did that to test it out to see if it can configure the rest of what my story was going to be that I've already written in my mind and I had written down. And no point, even though it sounded good, it never came out with what I have created, with what I've already created. It's like a car wreck. No matter how many people you ask, the story is going to always be different. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, so I can never be duplicated. What I'm writing right now, ChatGPT, can never take that from me. So I don't think writers have a fear. We should fear if, yeah, people do decide to be lazy, and then there is finance, or there's people making a lot of money off of lesser content. Just like what you just said. You're like, ChatGPT can't generate the what I'm putting into this post and how I feel. But that doesn't mean people won't use it. I will never use it for writing.
Yeah.
That just it is what it is. With art, I don't use it for my art. You're going to be the first person to hear me say this, though. A thing that I do use it for when it comes to art is my board games, because originally I had made my board games from the ground up, graphics, all these different things, rules, watching people play them. But as an artist, still doing my thing in all these other ways, to be able to put my board game rules in ChatGPT, and it literally like lines it up, lets me know what won't work before I go and play test and all that. I just cleared out having to email 5 different people and get an email back 3 weeks later hearing that's wrong, adjust this. That's where the assistant kicks in. For me to be able to already have, let's say, a piece of art that I made and I want it to be made into a trading card for the game, to just throw it in there and now it puts the 7-layer box the way I want it, that passed up 4 emails. That would take how many months? I've already created the art. I've already created the rules. So it's like that type of assistant is not wrong. It's not something to fuss about. We just got convenient, like in my opinion
And I feel like as an editor, even in the writing as an editor, when you tell it, hey, act as an editor, have you ever tried that? Like act as an editor
so yeah, you're right.
and
You're
just
right.
where it doesn't write it for you, where it
Mhm.
actually just goes through and just edits your, like, okay, just real quick, like do my quick editing. Like you always need that second set of eyes. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's where I use it most,
Hmm.
and it can be a tool, and I'm learning so much about it. And every time I'm on this podcast, we somehow get into AI, and we talked a lot about the creative stuff. And this is the Elevate Your Lifestyle podcast, so it's all about doing the universal goals of happiness is get creative, exercise your creative outlet weekly, have honest conversations with the people that you love, and then talk to a random stranger each and every week,
Yes,
and
sir.
that'll foster good relationships, good relationships with the honest conversations. Random conversations is going to give you, if you do that once a week times 52 weeks, that's 52 new contacts a year as a salesperson or a business owner. It's going to dramatically increase your business. And then the third is exercise your creative outlet. So we've talked about a lot about the creative outlet. It's also a system designed to balance, the creative and the business, right? And so we've talked a lot about the creative in us, and that's what you and I are most passionate about. But there is a whole nother side to you, the 3SM
Yeah,
training. Is that what it's
3SM
called
training
now?
and programming. Yeah, 3SM training and programming. I'm
3SM
I'm
training.
gonna let AI actually be a bridge, the conversation of that to that actually, because with what we were just saying, I have used it to organize things, even for work. I've used it to help with the calendar, marketing, all those things. So it's again to those, my final message on that, to those who don't want to touch it, we are in a world that's constantly growing and we're facing a new type of challenge, monster, dragon. So when you're presented with a new sword, a new weapon, it's best that you learn how to use it so you're not uncomfortable and you're caught in the spot of which you're lacking. So you don't have to use it all the time, but learn the weapons that stand before you. And one of them to use to your benefit is chat, GBT, AI. Yeah, it's helped me to clear out my mind. 3SM. SM, which I'll go ahead and say, stands for self-defense, strength, and striking mindset. That's the SSS. Though that is the
So
pillar.
just real quick,
Yeah.
for the users out there, this is so Darius is a trainer in MMA and just movement, and I'm love his stuff. And we're now transitioning from Darius the creative, which is Yancey House, into 3SM, which is his
Yeah.
training and his day job, as we like to call it. So I
Yes.
just want to be clear for everybody watching the podcast now, just to make a clear distinction. All of us are, not we're one being, but there may be multiple sides to us. And this is Darius's work life. We talked about his creative side. So this is 3SM. What we originally came to talk about this podcast about, because it is one of the dopest, most badass training programs out there. It's all about movement and exercise, and really you do such a great job of breaking down people's movements, even for an awkward dude, tall guy like me. You've definitely like really done a lot for my just muscle memory, and it's one of my favorite things that I do weekly with you. So I just wanted to, before you go into what it is and all that,
Understood.
I just want to say, first person, like, it's an amazing, this is what it is. And then please kind of go in a little bit more depth as far as
Yeah.
what exactly 3SM stands for. And we can go
100%.
from
It's
there.
like it's like day and night because we were talking about much creative, the writing. So it's almost like at night it's about me
Yeah.
creating fiction. In the day it's about me helping people with fists. It's like the fist and the fiction. 3SM that had it been born from me retiring from competing in professional mixed martial arts, which was in my 20s. I'm 36. I'll just quickly say I stopped competing while I was still, I guess, at age where I can continue for so many years because I got the chance to train someone. Somebody won a raffle, train with a pro fighter. After training them, I was like, this is what I'm doing this for. It's to give this. Moving forward, I've been training people since 2012. And as again, a 3SM, self-defense, strength, and striking mindset. I believe that we need to have the strength first within the mind to be able to bear the things that come our way and hold the weight of responsibilities that we take on in our own lives. So it's more than just for the physical. In self-defense, it's the same thing. There are things that can tear us down inside and out. So we need to build up that self-defense inside and out. And with my mixed martial arts background, I do teach people how to do that, and not just adults, but children. And I've seen so many great changes within the kids that I'm training in terms of confidence and just how they walk and live. It's beyond the 45 minutes. It's beyond the hour. I know that I'm giving them a quality of a moment that will help them to be able to walk past so many things that would try to overshadow them. And last but not least, striking mindset. It's precise. With all these things we're learning, now we're able to go through this life and these exercises and these moves and be decisive in what it is that we want, what are we trying to accomplish, and just getting all of the BS out the way. Make sure I don't curse, but get all the BS out the way, and that's what it means to have self-defense. That's what it means to have strength. That's what it means to have a striking mindset. And that is the training and programming that I provide for everyone, along with some certain programs that I will be bringing for bigger groups of children next year, but I ain't gonna get too deep into that.
We'll save that for the next
Yeah.
podcast. We'll save that for the next one. I want to dive more into, so just to recap, strength, self defense, and striking. Those are the three S's in
Yeah.
3SM.
Yep. You got it. You got it. And with striking, I'll add that the term is familiar to many, but not everyone. And a lot of people are just, they hear the word boxing and that's their way through the door. They hear kickboxing. Striking is the overall scope, similar to mixed martial arts being a mixture of all things. And I teach people in stand up. I do teach ground. I have done Jiu Jitsu. I have won competitions in those realms. But over the years, I've grown so close to using my hands. How do I make these dangerous? How do I make this be a defense? How do I apply these elbows to situations when needed? And I also teach women's self-defense classes too. I have a big one coming up I'm about to teach in Dallas, so can't wait for that.
And I think every woman, I think everybody in general should at least take some level of basic self-defense classes. It's something I found later in life with when I joined Fortis. I did a little bit of jujitsu when I was younger, but they put me in the adult class and I just got my ass kicked every day. And I was like, and I don't really like rolling on the ground with people.
Yeah.
But the stand up,
Who
the
does?
stand up is pretty fun. I just, a lot of people love jujitsu, and I've tried it, and I'm like, man, this first off, my back, it's
No,
not a
bro.
play.
There was a
I
moment
don't know.
I have to share with you. That was it was either like a year or two back. I remember I held a huge nonprofit event. It was Sweat for Service, 12 classes of Christmas, and we helped out 12 different nonprofits, got donations for them, holding 12 classes at 12 different gyms. And I remember having a jiu-jitsu class be one of those options in December. The girls, they went in and they took it. And I remember seeing them when they all walked out. Most of them like had this look, and I understand it because with jujitsu, if I say this, it's actually, if not more important than stand up. Stand up is the first initiation of a said conflict with another person physically. When you're on the ground, when a fight ends up being on the ground, a situation ends up being on the ground, situation ends up being up against the wall. And in those moments, fist and elbow, they start to get restricted from being used to your benefit. So it matters to have strength. It matters to have that self-defense. It matters to be able to manage your own body weight. Jiu-jitsu teaches so much body control to the very touch. Like, you touch me here, I grab this, I twist it here. You apply your pressure here, I pull back and allow you to fall here. And to any women that's listening, as uncomfortable as that is, I urge you to go give it a try. And if you need help with a space, find a person, or even reach out to me so I can guide you towards the right person that can teach you those things, because that is the most uncomfortable situation. You've been taken down, you've been put up against the wall. Now you just resort to, I'm too weak. You're not too weak. You just don't know what to do in that moment. You're both human. You both have flesh. You both bleed. Let's just go ahead and say that right now. And both people have fear if you know what you're doing. So sorry I got on that rant, man, but it's my jazz.
So I will say jujitsu I wasn't knocking jujitsu at all.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome, and I wish I was
It's
liked
weird.
it more.
It's weird
but I
too.
think like an intro, like if you're just like an intro to martial arts, like like I want to at least be able to handle myself, like in a situation, at least, standing up before, you escalate into maybe like a deeper martial arts, which is jujitsu. And again, a lot of people may love jujitsu first. I'm just speaking of my own personal experience.
Yeah.
Like, the stand up is very valuable and very
without a doubt.
I would say it's not it's a little bit more like, it's a little bit less invasive and just more like
Yeah.
fun. I hate to use the word fun in self-defense, but like if you're trying to, like, I want to get into fighting and I want to like learn, but I've never done it before, especially for females, I feel like, and I'm not calling myself, I guess I'm really like pigeonholing myself into being a girly fighter here, but Like I just listen, I just prefer the stand up. It's a little bit less rolling around and a little bit more of like the techniques that you think in fighting, just on the stand up. And then it's an amazing, I will say my abs are popping after stand up,
Here we
especially with
go.
Darius. Darius will make you just like put your body in just like some like crazy, put your hip back and this, and
Um,
you do such a great job at just like explaining how the F to move your body that is not in an awkward way. And again, I am fully transparent and I'm fully honest. I have a ton of skills in life, and being not awkward is definitely not one of them. And so you do a great job at making me less awkward and lanky. And I think everybody should give your class a try, give you if you're thinking about martial arts and you've never done martial arts, I feel like that's where you really excel over other coaches that have trained me in the past. Is just like the bare minimum basics of like, before I go spar, I want to at least know how the F to take to throw a kick, throw a punch, properly. And then maybe, in the future, if I decide to be less girly, then I can actually go and
yeah, I want to
spar
speak
and
to that. It's well, you make it easy, and a lot of people do when I'm teaching. Majority of the people I've come across, and it's like above 95%. It's been a very simple road for me to help them progress in martial arts, and a few understandings that help me to do that with them is one, my belief that it's in all of us. Like almost on a primitive scale, like we all got this ability to fight. Everybody speaks about fight or flight. I believe we all have the ability to fight. If it's not been seen, it means because you haven't been put in a position to have that come out of you. And one way that I've found success in that with people is of all of the different things, even the awkward, as you say, awkward, don't know this, I only do this, all these different reasons why a person might have a tough time is it's my job to find what you do well. So if the whole body looks like it's falling over, but you happen to tighten your core in the right spot or you turn your foot just enough, I see the one seed that's going to help us to grow a tree of success. And that's it. It's like have a person do that, like, oh, this is messed up. This messed up. I'm not here. And some people find success as they claim in that way, and to them that's cool. We all got different routes to the top. But mine is like I'm looking for that little piece of light in the darkest cave, and if you give me that, let's get to digging. But I need you to also get to digging. And then there's the other piece that I didn't mention, but it doesn't take a paragraph to say it. It's patience. I've grown a great relationship with patience when it comes to people. So
I literally, you took the word. That was my follow up. Was like, dude,
wow.
the man is so patient. You are so patient, and that's like the perfect word to describe. Like, again, for anybody out there that's thinking about getting in martial arts or has ever wanted to go somewhere where they feel safe. I mean, I kind of think it relates back to your Yancey stuff where you're trying to make creative safe. But if you're trying to make, awkward people, or maybe not just experienced in the martial arts and don't feel like you're necessarily like the most coordinated person like myself, and you want to learn from someone who's not going to judge you and is extremely patient with you, I think that's where your program stands leaps and bounds of above anybody else that I've worked with. So
Bro, thank you so much,
100%,
man.
that is your, I think that's one of your definite gifts in life, is just patience. And just really, like I said, you just have a great way of explaining, hey, do this, hey, put your hips back, hey, like, do this different. Like, the way you explain it is definitely a gift. And so, like, just overall kudos to everything you've got going on. And
Thank
it's
you, brother.
been a great release for me. And I just definitely, I know our schedule's been a little
And
crazy the last couple of weeks,
and
but it definitely need to get one.
and I got to tell you this. I mean, you know this, but and having children has increased
Yeah,
that patience on a whole nother level too.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's
Proud father. We will wrap up with
yeah,
this last, but I mean, fatherhood. We've got to chop it up a lot about that, and
yes,
maybe
sir.
in the next podcast we'll go more into depth. But proud father of two, correct?
Two.
Two,
Yep, man.
two,
My,
right?
my little ones, Nora and Ezra. Yes, sir.
A boy and a girl.
Yep. Nora, she's 5, and Ezra is 2.
Shout out Nora. Shout out Ezra.
They
Beautiful
rocking it,
kids.
man. They rocking it, and they already training too. Trust. They are already training too. So Look forward to it. Trust me.
And I'm bringing. I'm already planning. I mean, Charlevoix. You're going to be Charlevoix's first coach. My daughter.
No,
She's only 3 months.
don't do that to my
You'll
heart right
definitely
now.
be your first coach, and she's going to be tall and lanky just like her dad. So you got a lot of work to do.
Hush up, man. If she's even a piece of you, then she'll be all right, man. She'll be all right. Straight up.
But all right, well, hey Darius, like great talking with you. This was an amazing podcast. I'm definitely gonna have you back on because I want to go back into the board game stuff and just I know you got some charity stuff coming up, so this will
Yes,
not be
sir.
your
Thank
last
you.
appearance, but first of many. Awesome chat as always, and just really appreciate everything that you got going on, and thank you for coming on.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Peace.
Peace.